Oh, okay.
So they were trying to get us that away, and then in the end they said, well, we're going to sell it anyway. And we went, fine, fuck you, do it then, because we're staying here. and they couldn't sell it with us living there.
Yeah.
So and then in the end they bought it up, and then they put it on auction. So we got a load of our friends to go down and bid for us, and they bought it for us, and they paid it back.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to court and everything, right?
Yeah.
And it was we actually set a precedent, and it was our were the people, were we allowed to live there as a family when we're not related and all this, because none of us were married and all this stuff. So we had to go to court in Cambridge, right? And this day I'm called up to the thing. And I'm standing there, and in my suit, and my barrister, or the lawyer, goes, "Now look, when you don't answer me, answer the judge." Thing, right? And I'm like, "Fuck you hell." So she goes, blah 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 blah, and I went, "Yeah." So I'm like a bloody puppet in a thing, yeah, like this, right? Then the prosecution gets up, and it's fucking smarmy shit. He goes, "Now, Mr. Williams, is it true that you were in a punk rock band?" And I thought, "Oh, fucking here we go." And I went, "Yeah." He went, "And you wrote a song called 'Do They Owe Us a Living'?"
Of course.
And I said, "Does you sit there?" I'm going, "Yes, sir, I did." He goes, "And the words are," and I went, "I ain't going to fall for that one." I said, "Do they owe us a living?" "Of course they do." And I said, "Your Honour, I'm really sorry, but this ain't the Cray twins were two famous English gangsters, right?" I went, "This ain't the Cray twins, is it? Come on." And he went, "Yeah, come on, carry on." Then the bloke goes, because I wasn't living at Dale House at the time, right, but I was meant to be. He goes, "Now you have a girlfriend, don't you, Mr. Williams?" I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you ever stay the night?" And I went, "Don't see what it's got to do with you, but yeah." And he said, "Well, can't you live with your girlfriend then?" And I went, "No. All this." And he goes, "So where were you on, blah 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 blah?" And I went, "Oh, I can't remember." He said, "Well, everyone else was going out giving out leaflets. Where were you?" And I went, "Maybe I was on tour or something." And he went, "I put it to you that you're perjuring the court." I went, "No, and I was." Anyway, we won the case, so
Yeah, you did in the end.
Yeah.
Is it still around today?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Does Penny still live in there?
He still lives there.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good.
I can see it in American Hardcore.
I saw it also in a clip the day the country died. Did you know the video?
Yeah.
At all?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a video of the Ian Glasper's book by the same name.
Yeah, yeah.
And Penny Rimbaud is interviewed in it, but you weren't.
No.
You were kind of a noticeable absent.
Yeah, I know. Ian Glasper has since said that he apologised. I can't remember why. I did an interview with him. I don't know. Maybe I can't remember why.
You did that interview, and we're sorry to interrupt. But
Yeah.
He's Roy, the guy who put the video together, actually interviewed Steve recently.
Oh, that's right. In Europe.
correct
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
reissue. Southern's going to help reissue the video with a lot of other extra stuff in it.
Oh, great.
And, so Steve will be in it.
Okay, in the new version.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, good. Okay, so you must have been asked loads of times about the history of Crass. I imagine the rest is propaganda. The book is a bit of a relief to have written, partially because you get to tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
You get to tell it, but from your side.
Yeah.
Is that why you wrote the book?
Partially, yeah. But I wanted to for a long time. About 20 years, I'd been thinking about doing it, but. Me being me, I put myself down all the time. I'm not really a confident person. You saw me outside. We first, it's typical me, right? We turned up here, no one was here, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, I'm really nervous. Then we come out of the pub, and there's all these people. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm really nervous. So, and I just can't win. But no, I'm not. I'm really not a very confident person. So I kept thinking, yeah, I'll write an autobiography. Who the fuck is going to be interested in what I've? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of thing.
But it's a bit of a and
right.
Probably a bit of a risk.
So anyway, then I finally did it with this mate of mine, and while we were doing it, this kerfuffle appeared about the re-releases for the Crass stuff,
yeah.
And there was a big hoo-ha with that, with some of the other ex-members of Crass, and it sort of, and then it went on the internet. A certain ex-member of Crass put all the personal letters that we were sending to each other.
Just made it public.
Put it on there.
Yeah.
So then we stopped that. Then his bird, so his girlfriend, gets in, and she's a fucking cracker and all. Like, do you know what? They really deserve each other, those two. Anyway. So she puts it on the bleeding net. So it's all that. If you're really interested in this rubbish, right? There's all personal letters, but actually some are missing. because some of mine are missing on there apparently. So you're not getting a full story, but go ahead and look at it and see what, you know, make up your own mind. Anyway, all that started happening, and I thought, we're starting to sound like, you know, a typical rock band that splits up,
Yeah,
you know, sort of in it. And all we're talking about is the re-release of a record.
Yeah.
We're talking about a personal opinion. Do you like the colour of the cover? No. All right, then we'll change it. Do you like the sound of the thing? No. All right, then we'll go in the studio. No. Do you? No. No. Oh, fucking hell. So, you know, and I thought, I really don't want Crass, you know, the band or the songs to be remembered in that way. So that's why I did the book, and then secondly, that's why I went on to do this tour as well.
Yeah. Well, in what you're talking about, it speaks to the. I think there's a veto policy within Crass, right? Where if one member didn't feel like they wanted to support something, then they could just veto it, right?
Yeah.
That was sort of one of the operating principles.
It was, but I mean, within reason. Come on,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
there's got to be compromise, and there always was compromise.
Before,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, nothing would have got done.
Well, otherwise I'd have been going no all the time, wouldn't I? You know.
Yeah. Okay, there's a section in the book where you write, I was young, I was after girls, good times and excitement, and all the rest, my friends, is propaganda.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it comes from somewhere else. So I wanted to know where the name comes from.
Right, the rest is propaganda. That's I can't remember how old I was, but there was a film. There was a movie made in England in 1960 or something. It's black and white. It's called Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, and it stars a guy called Albert Finney. And I saw it on TV. I can't remember when. But I was young, and the film starts with, like, it's typical English, like working class, like industrial factory, and it's this voiceover comes on, and he says something like, you know, oh, he's counting out, you know, he's working in a bicycle factory, and he's counting, he goes 556, 550 bloody 4, I'll do a couple more, then I'll go for a fag, which means a cigarette in English, right? And he goes, yeah, look at this lot, they're dead from the neck up and all this sort of thing, and he said, what I'm out for is a good time, and all the rest is propaganda. And he throws down this rag and he goes, puts a fag in his mouth. And I was like, whoa! And it turns out he's a boozy, like he's a real drinker. He cops off with his workmate's wife. He gets another woman pregnant, and and he's a real anti-hero. You know, he's a real against the establishment.
Yeah.
And just because he can. And that's where I love that film, you know. And later on, I read the book. It was written by a guy called Alan Silito, who sadly died last year, I think. And that book for me and the film was like that's always been my model in my head, you know, that I don't know why, but I'm just against it. If you tell me that's wet paint, don't touch it, I'm gonna fucking touch it.
Yeah.
You know, I can't help it, you know. Don't touch that, it's like, oh fuck me, it is, isn't it? And I can't help it, so you know.
So I guess it sort of leads into some insight into why you might have chosen the name, because I'm thinking some of the, you know, you're talking in the book itself, you're sort of telling some of I guess sort of like a bit more of the party side of you, like, you know, wanting to go out and be friend, like go down to the pub and all that stuff. And
I wanted people to know that when I.
Whereas Crass has that impression that, you know, it's all serious. And,
well,
you know.
that sorry.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
Can you guys speak like a little bit louder?
Yeah, sure.
It's a little.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
about
we will work on projecting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? All right. Yeah.
A little bit better.
What was I forgotten?
So I'm just trying to get maybe more of why you might have chosen that as the name for the book. The rest is propaganda.
Right. Well, also because for about 5 years, Paddy Rambo and G. Vulture were doing a lot of interviews with newspapers and stuff like that. There's this sort of research interest in Crass in England, and of course the first place the reporter's going to go to is Dial House, because that's where Crass was, and they'd go there and sort of talk to Penn and talk to G and get their version of it. And because Penn and G are really good at talking politically and, you know, seriously and all this stuff, they'd go, oh, that's great, you know. and wouldn't. So that wasn't my opinion. You know, I mean, my sort of version of what Crass was, or what my experiences were slightly different. You know, it was about, you know, meeting up with people like you lot, and I'll be at the bar with your drink. Actually, I still do it, and I'll be doing it tonight.
And you continued on with the punk scene, so I think it's actually
absolutely. But I wanted people to know that Crass wasn't all about this heavy political thing. It was about, you know, fucking around and getting drunk and falling over and embarrassing yourself. You know, I've been a twat, and so has Ben. You know, he won't admit it, but he has. You know, I've seen him